If you're a man over 60 and you've been told to eat more vegetables for better health, you need to hear this. One of the healthy vegetables in your fridge could be silently draining your energy, enlarging your prostate, and weakening your erections. You're losing your masculine edge not because you're getting older, but because you've been eating what society deems healthy. I'm a urologist and men's health specialist with over 30 years of experience. I've helped countless men in their 60s, 70s, and 80s naturally reclaim their energy and sexual function. Time and again, I've seen that the most powerful treatment isn't found in a pill bottle, but right on your plate. What if I told you that certain vegetables, yes, vegetables, are loaded with hidden compounds that spike estrogen, stiffen arteries, and inflame your prostate? Even worse, many of these are hailed as heart-healthy by well-meaning experts. The irony is, the very foods you think are helping might be hurting you most. In this video, I'll reveal 3 often ignored vegetables that, according to science, can help you regain your manhood in a matter of days, supporting your prostate, boosting your confidence, and restoring vital blood flow. And if circulation, testosterone, and libido are important to you, I'll also tell you about 3 vegetables you should stop eating immediately. Stick around for a bonus tip on how to cook these beneficial veggies for optimal nutrient absorption, helping you stay strong even at 80. You'll never look at your vegetables the same way again once you learn the truth. Before we dive into these shocking facts about the vegetables secretly undermining your health, please click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to ensure you never miss a video about staying strong, sharp, and confident after 60. And if this information resonates with you, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to help me continue improving these videos for you. The hidden threats on your plate. Let's begin with a fact many of you might find most shocking. We're about to expose the first vegetable that could be the primary cause of your waning energy, despite its stellar health reputation. I want to share the story of James, a 68-year-old retired school principal. He was married to the love of his life and had a sharp mind, but something vital was missing. He came into my office, confused and silently embarrassed. "My energy is low, I'm exhausted, and the fire in the bedroom has just gone out," he told me. "The rest of my health is good, but I don't feel like myself anymore." We ran tests. While his heart was healthy and cholesterol only slightly elevated, one thing stood out. His estrogen levels were unusually high for a man his age, and his testosterone was at the lower end of the spectrum. That's when I asked about his diet. James proudly informed me that years ago, on his cardiologist's advice, he had replaced red meat and dairy with heart-healthier options like tofu, soy milk, and edamame as a snack. The puzzle pieces began to click. Soy is the first vegetable you should consider drastically reducing or completely avoiding. Despite its positive reputation, soy is a rich source of phytoestrogens, plant compounds that mimic the effects of the feminine hormone estrogen in the male body. For a man over 60, this is critical. Your natural testosterone levels are already gradually declining at this stage of life. If you're adding compounds to your diet that act like estrogen, you're throwing your hormonal balance even further off. What does this mean in practice? Reduced libido, a softer, more fatigued body, and for many men like James, erections that wane, become erratic, or vanish completely. The issue with soy isn't just obvious sources. It's how frequently it infiltrates your diet undetected in processed snacks, protein bars, sauces, and meat substitutes. The food industry loves soy because it's cheap and carries a healthy label. But your male hormones know the truth. Despite his disbelief, James was willing to try. The strategy was simple: replace soy with clean protein sources. Within weeks, he returned with more vigor. A month later, his wife sent me a handwritten thank you note that simply read, "You gave me back my husband." Am I saying soy is toxic? No. But for men over 60, especially those experiencing fatigue or performance issues, it's a healthy food best avoided. Continuing with the theme of nutritious foods having a dark side, our next vegetable is even more unexpected. It's a staple in millions of diets, but in its most processed form, it can contribute to chronic inflammation that stiffens arteries and diverts blood flow from where it's needed most. You'll be surprised by how pervasive it is. Corn is a global dietary staple. And I want to be absolutely clear. I'm not talking about the fresh corn on the cob you enjoy at a barbecue. I'm referring to processed corn, which is a cornerstone of our modern diet. Corn is used to make corn syrup, cornstarch, corn oil, and countless other processed goods. Let me introduce you to Robert, a 62-year-old man who came to me with a frightening problem. Along with erectile dysfunction, he was experiencing constant fatigue and joint pain. He was a conscientious man, replacing butter with margarine derived from vegetable oil, often corn-based, believing he was making healthy choices. His attempts to stay healthy seemed to be making things worse, which frustrated him. Robert's problem was chronic inflammation, an unseen but formidable foe. Processed corn, especially, is abundant in omega-6 fatty acids. Our bodies need omega-6, but they must be carefully balanced with omega-3 fatty acids, found in flaxseed, walnuts, and fatty fish. The modern diet has obliterated that balance. Our omega-6 intake is now up to 20 times higher than it should be. When this ratio is off, your body enters a persistent state of low-grade inflammation. Imagine it as a tiny fire that never goes out inside you. This inflammation damages the endothelium, the delicate tissue lining your arteries. What does the endothelium produce? Nitric oxide. When it's impaired, your ability to produce nitric oxide plummets. The result, arteries that stiffen and lose their elasticity. This leads to a significant decrease in blood flow to the penis and all other parts of the body. Furthermore, inflammation is linked to joint pain, fatigue, and even prostate enlargement. Robert's heart-healthy diet was exacerbating the very inflammation that was hardening his arteries. For Robert, the strategy was clear. We drastically increased his omega-3 intake with fatty fish like salmon and high-quality fish oil supplements, and eliminated processed seed oils like corn and soy. The transformation was striking within a month. His joint discomfort subsided, and his vascular health visibly improved. His morning energy returned, and he began to notice morning erections for the first time in years. Read the labels. If you see corn oil, soy oil, or corn syrup, recognize that you might be fueling the inflammation that's suffocating your vitality. This brings us to the third and most contradictory antagonist. A vegetable that's a staple in detox smoothies and super healthy salads, when consumed improperly, can prevent the absorption of the most crucial mineral for a man's testosterone production. Now for the vegetable that surprises my patients the most. This food, despite being a darling of the health community, holds a sinister secret, especially for men over 60. I'm referring to spinach, specifically large amounts of raw spinach. While it might sound contradictory, let me explain using the example of William, a 67-year-old amateur marathon runner who was doing everything to stay fit. He believed he was flooding his body with nutrients by starting each day with a large green smoothie packed with raw spinach. His blood work, however, revealed otherwise. Despite eating zinc-rich foods, his zinc levels were critically low, and his testosterone was low. He also lamented the absence of his libido. William's problem wasn't with his food, but how it interacted with his body. The enemy here is a chemical called oxalate. Raw spinach is one of the richest sources of oxalates. Oxalates are tiny nutrient thieves in your digestive tract. They bind to vital minerals and pull them out of your body before you can absorb them. One of the minerals oxalates love to steal is zinc. And as we've discussed, zinc is like gold to a man. It's a crucial component for testosterone production and prostate health. So, with each sip of that super healthy green smoothie, William was unknowingly denying his body the very mineral it most needed to sustain his manhood. Am I suggesting you shouldn't eat spinach? Absolutely not. Spinach is rich in magnesium and other minerals. The key is how you prepare it, not what it is. Simply boiling spinach, even heating it for a few minutes, significantly lowers its oxalate concentration, allowing your body to absorb those vital minerals. After replacing his raw smoothie with an omelet containing sautéed spinach, William's testosterone and zinc levels began to rise within weeks. His libido also started to return. Reclaiming your manhood, the forgotten heroes. Now that you're aware of the secret adversaries on your plate, let's reverse the situation. Let's focus on the power of rebuilding. For men over 60, I believe there are 3 absolutely essential vegetables. They aren't expensive or exotic. In fact, most men overlook them because they are so common. Our first hero, the undeniable champion of circulation, is the beet. If poor circulation is the enemy, beets are your one-man army. Do you recall James's feeling of a lack of pressure in his system? Beets are the simple answer. They are among the most abundant natural sources of nitrates in food. When you consume beets, your body converts these nitrates into nitric oxide. And as we've seen, nitric oxide is the master molecule that relaxes and opens your blood vessels so that blood can circulate vigorously throughout your body. Imagine it as transforming a kinked garden hose into a firefighter's cannon. Consuming beet juice can dramatically reduce blood pressure and enhance endothelial function, or the condition of your arterial linings. According to a study published in the Journal of Nutrition, the detail most people overlook is this: the way you eat beets is critically important. The magic of beets is diminished when they are pickled or preserved. The high heat required for canning and prolonged storage destroys a large percentage of those healthy nitrates. Even worse, pickling involves a brining process that overloads beets with vinegar and sodium, which can narrow your arteries and counteract the very benefit you're seeking. For the benefits, fresh beets, whether grated in a salad, lightly roasted, or steamed, are essential. Our second hero is a champion of hormonal balance, despite its instruction manual, and that's broccoli. The key to vitality is truly the balance between testosterone and estrogen. While many men focus solely on testosterone, here's the reality. Broccoli is one of the most effective vegetables for men over 60, especially for preserving the prostate and detoxifying estrogen. But it only works if it is prepared properly. Broccoli, like cauliflower and other cruciferous vegetables, contains a compound known as sulforaphane. This substance is revolutionary. It lowers systemic inflammation, aids the liver's detoxification processes, and most importantly for older men, helps eliminate excess estrogen, promoting a balanced testosterone level. There's a significant catch, though. Sulforaphane is extremely sensitive to heat. When broccoli is overcooked, or worse, microwaved, the majority of this therapeutic component is destroyed. All that's left is a lifeless stalk that provides fiber, yes, but not the defense your aging body needs. Do you recall Robert, the bloated, hazy patient? At first, he claimed to eat broccoli every night. However, when I inquired how, he responded, "I microwave it for 5 minutes until it's really soft." Unbeknownst to him, he was destroying the very nutrient his body was craving. He was consuming a food that was supposed to support his masculinity, but the way it was prepared made it useless. When we made the easy decision to steam broccoli for no more than 3 or 4 minutes, or even eat it raw with a nutritious dip, he began to notice subtle differences. His energy gradually returned. His nightly urination subsided, and his thoughts cleared. It's a minor adjustment, but little things count for men over 60. Habits that are repeated can either help or hurt. Unfortunately, many men believe they are doing the right thing by eating more vegetables because they have been instructed to, but they are unaware that the way they prepare those vegetables makes a huge impact. In addition to ruining the flavor, overcooking broccoli deprives your body of one of the strongest chemicals known to protect the prostate. This leads us to our last and third forgotten hero. And this one, gentlemen, is your testosterone's silent guardian, mushrooms. Indeed, mushrooms. In particular, the typical white button mushrooms that you can buy at any supermarket. They are far more than just an ingredient for salads or pizza. They are a true natural pharmacy for the hormonal well-being of men. Let me reintroduce you to William, the runner I mentioned earlier, who is 67 years old. Even though his zinc levels had improved, he felt that his libido and competitive drive were still low after modifying his spinach diet. Though not powerful, he felt better. His hormonal puzzle was missing a piece. That component was a cunning enzyme that becomes increasingly active as people age. William was having trouble with an enzyme called aromatase. Consider aromatase to be a robber of testosterone. The body uses it to change your valuable testosterone into estrogen. Men's aromatase activity increases with age, particularly if they have a little excess belly fat. In other words, this enzyme is stealing testosterone from your body and converting it into the female hormone before you can use it. This explains why William didn't feel his best despite having healthy zinc levels. Too quickly, his testosterone was being transformed into estrogen. This is where mushrooms' beauty lies. Simple white button mushrooms have been shown to have substances that function as natural aromatase inhibitors in scientific investigations, such as those conducted by the Beckman Research Institute. They don't directly increase the synthesis of testosterone. They behave more like bodyguards instead, by preventing the enzyme from converting your existing testosterone into estrogen. They safeguard it. This implies that more of your testosterone remains in your blood to do its function as free, active testosterone, increasing your vitality, libido, mental clarity, and muscle mass. The last piece of the puzzle came together when I started feeding William sautéed mushrooms with garlic and olive oil a couple of times a week. A month or so later, he called me. There was a new depth to his voice. "This is it," he said. "The drive has returned. The energy isn't frenetic. I haven't felt that kind of composed, self-assured strength in more than 10 years." With each meal, he was actively defending his hormones. That's it. Fresh beets for blood flow, properly prepared broccoli for hormonal balance, and mushrooms to protect your testosterone levels. These foods aren't trendy. There is actual science underlying these functional foods. They demonstrate that the solution to regaining your manhood lies on your plate rather than in a pill bottle. Your action plan and bonus tip. To ensure you get the most out of each of these veggies, let's tie everything together with a straightforward action plan and the bonus tip I promised. We've revealed which veggies you should steer clear of or prepare with caution. Soy due to its hormonal effects, processed corn due to its inflammatory burden, and too much raw spinach due to its zinc-thieving properties. And we found the 3 heroes you should include in your diet. Fresh beets to flood your body with nitric oxide, properly prepared broccoli to regulate your hormones, and mushrooms to protect your testosterone. As promised though, for those of you who stuck with it through to the finish, here's the extra tip that will make it even better. We've discussed magnesium and zinc, but most men don't know of a third mineral that can significantly increase testosterone. The neglected mineral of male vigor, boron, is your bonus tip. Indeed, despite being a trace mineral that receives little attention, science has shown that it is quite potent. A blood protein called SHBG, which binds to testosterone and makes it inactive or worthless, can be reduced by boron. Boron helps raise your free testosterone, the kind that really counts for strength, energy, and libido, by decreasing SHBG. How is boron obtained? Expensive supplements are not necessary. Great sources include foods like dates, raisins, and yes, our hero, avocado. One easy way to make sure the testosterone your body makes is truly usable is to include a few dates in your smoothie or a handful of raisins in your snack. It's the unseen force that improves everything else. These are the basics, but I'm sure some of you are eager to learn more. Please take a moment to like, share, and leave a comment below if this video was helpful to you or someone you care about. Another man may be inspired to start down the path to improved health by your tale, your inquiries, or even just a simple thank you. I read all of the comments, and your suggestions influenced how this channel will develop going forward. Show this film to anyone over 60 who is having trouble with confidence, intimacy, or vitality. It might have a greater impact than any medication ever could. Turn on the bell and click the subscribe button to ensure you don't miss these next discussions. By working together, we can rethink what it means to mature gracefully. We appreciate your participation in this project and your trust.